Am I the jerk for telling my mother we will not be celebrating anything together and saying I don't have a mother? For a little backstory, I have always known that my 23-year-old female mother, 48-year-old female, does not like me, and that my brother, 28-year-old male, is her favorite. For example, my brother has always been the troubled kid. I don't say that in a way that I'm better than him. I mean, like he's been in and out of jail, gotten our house broken into, and he has always been able to come back and live with us. She is actually taking care of his child, my nephew, right now. A few times, him and his current girlfriends were able to stay with us. My mom and I have never really had a great relationship. At one point when I was a teenager, she kicked me out because we had an argument. I had to move in with my dad to a whole new school system, and my graduation was in jeopardy. She didn't care, so when I graduated, I wasn't able to graduate with an advanced diploma, which I had been working my ass off my entire high school career for. That should give you guys some insight into how we were treated so differently. Now to the story. It's a little long, so buckle up. I recently graduated from a 4-year college. Took me 5 years, but that's besides the point. The graduation day was May 4th. To celebrate, I wanted to have a graduation cookout. The plan was for my stepmom to pay for the Airbnb and my dad cooked the food. The cookout was supposed to be a few hours after graduation. When my dad asked what I wanted, the only thing I said was steak and pasta salad. I didn't care what else was there. All I wanted was steak and pasta salad. That's it. We were getting an Arab mount so everyone could come and have fun. And once the kids and elders left, we could really have fun with drinking and smoking. I told my mom the plan, and she begged me to change the date so that she could help pay for the food. I told her that my stepmom and dad were fine paying for the food, but she insisted. So her idea was for me to just go to dinner the day of graduation and have my cookout the following Sunday, May 12th, Mother's Day. She had asked me to do this 3 separate times over the course of 2 weeks before I gave in and agreed. Being that the day changed, that meant no more Airbnb, so the location moved to my mom's house backyard. So graduation day came, and after graduating, my family and I all went to a hot pot place because I had always wanted to try it. The dinner was good. Over the next week, my mom was helping me plan. She first asked what food was going to be there. I said steak and pasta salad because that's all I wanted. She said, no, I can't just have steak. There needs to be other things there other than just steak and pasta salad. So she started listing off things she wanted to make. Baked beans, hot dogs, hamburgers, barbecue chicken, fruit salad, etc. She then told me, you need to save the steak for another time because I can't afford to pay for steak for everybody. I told her everybody doesn't have to have steaks. A couple of my friends who also graduated were going to be there, and we could just say the steaks were only for the graduates. Or we could have told all of our guests that the steak was first come, first served. Anyway, she told me no on the steak. Instead, she would make kebabs. I agreed just to keep the peace. I then asked for baby shower meatballs. Everyone should know what I'm talking about when I say those. They're so good. She says I'm not doing all of that. It's either meatballs or kebabs. I said meatballs, and her response was no, just do the kebabs. I said okay. I then asked her if she could make some mac and cheese, and she told me that's too much. And I told her one of my friends asked if you were making mac and cheese, and I already told her yes. She says fine, she'll make it. She then asked about dessert. I asked for banana pudding with no banana slices. I hate banana slices in banana pudding. They get so slimy. She knows that. She agreed. I then asked for cheesecake, and she said no, so I asked my dad to make that. As for the fruit salad, I wasn't even going to be able to eat it because I am allergic to strawberries, and she was putting strawberries in it. Nothing on the menu was what I wanted besides the pasta salad and banana pudding. That's just about the food. 2 nights before the cookout, and my girlfriend was making a flyer for us to send out to everybody. On the flyer, it said bring your own chairs and bring your own liquor. Note that we only had tables, not enough chairs for everyone. Everyone coming to this cookout was going to be 22 and over. My girlfriend shows my mom the flyer, and my mom goes, bring your own liquor? No. I ignore her and go to my room. She texts my phone later on that night and says, it is not that type of party. No bio liquor. I don't want that here. I don't even drink that myself. Take that off the flyer. Do that another time on your own time and space. It'd be a family-friendly, a small cookout. You know I don't get down like that. Verbatim. Everything that comes next is a message thread between my mom and me, word for word. Me, okay? Nobody planned on getting super drunk. Everybody coming has to drive. This is my graduation party. I didn't even get one for high school. This is why we wanted to have it at an Airbnb the day of graduation, because I knew you would find some way to take control of my party. I already pushed the date back, and now this. I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm here to have fun. Y'all even be drinking when we go to Aunt Jessica's for cookouts. Mom, you plan your own next time and do what you want. Doesn't have anything to do with Aunt Jessica. Some things you just don't do. You do that on your own time and your own dime, not when your parents are paying and it is at their house. And it is also for family. It is not appropriate. Have some respect and stop trying to compare what me and Aunt Jessica do to you. You are not there yet. Life is different when you have your own place and pay your own bills. Otherwise, you respect other people's house and their needs and wants in their own home. You do what you want in your own home. Me, okay? Cancel it. I said this out of anger because she completely took over my cookout and made it hers. Mom, okay? That's fine. We'll just have a Mother's Day cookout. Me? This is exactly why I wanted to have it at the Airbnb so you could have no say-so. You're controlling. You just can't help yourself. This is supposed to be my party, and I still couldn't even invite the people I wanted. I have about 7 people coming. The rest is family. Every achievement here. You are messing it up. Can't let people celebrate a big win. Instead, you feel like you have something to prove to people, which I don't know why. It's ridiculous. Most people get cookouts and graduation parties thrown for them. I had to plan my own. Never complained about that. I have to help cook the food. Never complained about that. I have to go grocery shopping. Never complained about that. My friend Joseph's cookout was fun. Why can't mine? But fine, since it's like that, that money Daddy gave you can go back to him because it was for my cookout. The menu got changed. Never complained. Date got changed. Never complained. Then you got changed. Never complained. And it all got changed because of you, and I never once complained. You are the only problem. Everybody else is chilling. They ask me what to bring. I tell them, and they're okay with it. But you are always the one that finds a problem in everything. You can never just vibe. Mom, no problem. It is canceled. You have to take into consideration that I cannot afford all the stuff you want. I just don't have it like that. Me, I know. I never said anything about you buying it all. That's why I had already talked to Daddy about helping buy the food before even asking you to cook. And I took all your suggestions. I let you choose whatever you wanted after you said save the steak for another time. I just wanted to have fun, maybe a few beers and maybe a toast. That's it. Mom, a few beers or some wine for a toast is different than bring your own liquor. Me, instead of just denying it all, you had to do was ask for clarification. Mom, anything that I try to do for you is never enough. The venue changed because I can't pay for an Airbnb. If Jasmine was paying, then it still needed to be on a different date because I didn't have money to buy the food for you. I didn't even have the money to go out to eat, really had to put that on a credit card. I was taking money from bills to pay for this cookout. I don't know why you think money is endless. I am the only one paying bills. Other households have multiple incomes. I don't. No clarification needed. And again, I can't afford to pay for steak for everybody. And it is rude to serve and eat steak and offer other people burgers and hot dogs, etc. I didn't deny anything. I just offered an alternative based on what I could do. Me, okay. But I didn't complain when you suggested kebabs, did I? Mom. But once again, it is all about you. You don't consider me at all. You don't get it. So I am done talking about it. It is canceled. Me, are you trying to throw in my face that you took money from bills when I had already asked Daddy to buy the food? You said you wanted to help, and I said okay. Even Jasmine said she had no problem paying for the food, but you wanted to help. And thank you for wanting to help. But don't try to throw that in my face because I never asked you to do that. Mom, I didn't ask for a party for high school. Me, if I asked for one, would you have thrown it for me, or would I have to plan it all like I did this time? Mom, you never said any of that. Me, yes, I did. Mom, you are saying it now after the fact. Me, you were hung up on the fact that you wanted to help pay for stuff. Mom, well, you should have planned it with them. Me, I tried to. But then you took control of everything. All you were going to have to do was cook a little bit and show up. Mom, well, why didn't you and Jasmine just plan it? If you would have said the Airbnb food was paid for, then I would have just gave money when I could. But you kept telling me like you wanted me to do it. You didn't say that. Me, it's not fair. I just had a huge accomplishment, and you are being mean and ruining it. It's like I didn't even graduate. Mom, I am done. You don't communicate stuff to me. I don't know about your other conversations or plans unless you tell me. I am not a mind reader. I am done. This entire message thread is copied and pasted directly from my messages, and these messages are from the day before the cookout. After this whole argument, I sent one last message. Okay, put it this way. If I don't get my celebration to celebrate this accomplishment, there's no need to celebrate anything else together. She proceeded to call me rude and disrespectful. My girlfriend and I packed our stuff, and we go back to campus the next day. My mom texts me telling me she needs me to come unlock the door because she locked herself out of the house. Before I could even respond, my dad is calling me asking where I was so he could come pick up my key and unlock the door for her. I asked him if I was getting my key back, and he says yes. I never got my key back. Later that day, I have my aunt and cousin calling and texting me asking me where I was. I was confused because by this time, I had assumed my mom contacted the family telling them it was canceled, as I had already contacted all of my friends letting them know it was canceled. They tell me that they're headed over to my mother's house. I call my grandma and she tells me that my mom was having everybody over for a small Mother's Day celebration. In other words, she continued to have the cookout without me. I cried about it, but eventually got over it. I haven't spoken to my mother since and vowed never to speak to her ever again. My girlfriend has texted my mom asking her for my key because we are going to a summer camp and I need to pick up some stuff from the house. She ignored all her messages. Recently, I spoke to my grandma and she tells me I need to apologize to my mom. I personally feel like I haven't done anything wrong. I gave her everything she wanted with my cookout and I still ended up with no celebration. All those years in college went down the drain. She turned one of my biggest accomplishments in my life into a mess. Am I the jerk? Any questions you have, just comment and I will do my best to clear things up for you. Update. So my cousin, girlfriend, and I ended up just popping up to my mom's house while she was there. I knew she was home because I have her location. When we got there, I rang the doorbell. My mom simply came over, opened the door, and didn't say anything. I said, "Hi, I'm here to get some of the stuff I need for camp." She said, "Okay." She left us alone and didn't have anything rude to say. There were some things in the shed that we needed to get. We keep our shed key hanging on the wall. When I went to grab the shed key, I saw my house key and I grabbed it and put it in my pocket. I went out to the shed and grabbed everything I needed. When I went back in the house to hang the shed key, my mom asked if I had grabbed the key that was hanging. I said yes, and she said, "Why didn't you ask?" I responded saying it's my key, and she said, "You still could have asked." I didn't want to argue, so I just responded with, "Okay, can I have my key?" She said, "Well, you don't have to ask now since you already have it." I just didn't respond because I knew she just wanted to have something to say. Once we got all of the things we needed, we all left. She later texted me asking me if I took any towels. I didn't even touch the towel closet. Other than that, the interactions weren't that unpleasant. I definitely plan on keeping it short and sweet right now, only be at the house when I really need to. It's definitely rarely any contact between us, and I'd like to keep it that way. For some of you that think my grandma raised my mom to be that way, I will say they are not biological. She didn't raise my mom. She came into my mom's life later on when she was already an adult, and my grandma never stands up for people that aren't babies. Trust me, I am not giving my grandma a pass for trying to convince me to apologize. She is not very confrontational, and she likes to keep the peace in the family. I often see her not even standing up for herself in situations. I'm not mad at her, I just ignore her advice when I don't agree. She doesn't often stand for what's right, instead stands for keeping the peace. I understand that and work around it. Also, thank all of you guys for the amazing advice. As I've stated in a few replies, I am definitely planning to move out of state. I just need a few months to save up. Until then, I plan on staying out of her way and keeping my life separate from my mom. I also plan on going to grad school, so I have a lot to get done. Thank you all for the encouraging words.